Wow, wow.
Yeah!
Wow.
You blew it! How much is back them, dickless? I'm gonna come.
Wow, wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah!
All right. Ooh, why do I hear myself? What's happening?
You can offer touchless payment options like ACH, mobile bill pay, or completely automated.
What
we
is
also
that?
offer next business day funding, so you get your money faster. Ready to learn how we can partner with you every step of the way? Request a demo today.
Holy cow, I have no idea what that was. Oh, I know. Hold on, guys. I'm hearing voices in my head. What's happening? All right. Anyways, let's get things started, shall we? What's up, everybody? 85 degrees out here in New York City, coming to you live from Queens, New York. It's the morning afternoon live show. What's up, everybody? Oh, let's go. That's probably the most energy I can expend today because of my weekend. What's up, everybody? Happy Monday to you all. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. As I'm adjusting my seat. What's good, y'all? Arnold is in the house. What's going on, Arnold? As a quick reminder, I am live here with all of you guys on this fine Monday. I'm your boy, Renee. I'm live both horizontally. Horizontally. What the hell's wrong with me? I can't speak today. And vertically. So I like to provide options. So depending on how you like to watch YouTube and streams, you can watch in either way. But I'm happy to be here. I'm a little tired, and I'll explain why in a little bit. But today we're going to be talking about the box office, weekend box office results. Alien Romulus came out on #1, came out on top, defeating Deadpool and Wolverine. First movie to do so since it released. But nothing to cry about, because Deadpool and Wolverine are doing just fine, because they just hit $1 billion at the box office globally. The second movie to do that this year. Probably the last movie to do it this year, if I'm going to be completely honest. Well, we talk about all that stuff. We'll go over some news, but around 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m., Nintendo is doing a Direct, and they will be taking us on a tour of the brand new Nintendo Museum that's opening up in Kyoto, Japan. So this will be the first glimpse that we can have of this, what sounds like a fantastic museum. As some of you may know, next year I'm planning to go to Japan to cover Star Wars Celebration. So I'm really hoping that I'll have a chance to go check out this museum live myself. But in the meantime, it's not even open yet. The museum opens up, I think, this fall, later this year. But we'll get a first glimpse at the Nintendo Museum. And for that, I'm truly excited. So Arnold jumped from the horizontal to the vertical. See how easy that could be, y'all? Like I said, I like to provide options. Arnold said, I'm so excited, bro. In 2 hours, the games come out, which I've been waiting for so long. I've been wanting to buy it. Which game is that? Is that the Wukong? Wulong? Is it that game? By the way, Gamescom, here's a quick announcement. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, my time, I will be covering the opening live stream for Gamescom. Good old Jeff Keighley will be hosting what I'm assuming is going to be 2 hours worth of video game trailers. So, like I did with the Game Awards, and when I've done with all these other things, I'll be reacting live to that presentation, the 2-hour live stream. So make sure to check out the channel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow for live coverage of opening night for Gamescom. I was actually approved to be a co-streamer or a partner streamer. I don't know what the hell that means, but I'm going to be doing it. So let's check it out. Also this week, I previously announced that on Wednesday, I was going to do my celebration stream, 12-hour celebration stream for 10,000 subscribers. I'm going to have to move that to next Wednesday because this week I just have a lot of personal stuff going on and I need the rest of the week off. So I may not even be able to stream on either Wednesday or Friday like my normal time. So, but I'll keep everyone updated on the chat. But I will also be trying to upload some other videos that I've been trying to work on. It's just been very busy for me. August has been busier than I ever expected it to be. I don't know why. It just is, you know. So, but I'm still trying to be here to hang out with all of you guys. So, Arnold's saying he can't wait to play the Wukong. Is it Wukong? The new game coming out for is it just PlayStation 5 for now? I don't even know. Also says nice Popeye shirt. Love the old series. So did I. I was a big fan of Popeye when I was growing up. I love the cartoon. I may be one of the few, but I love the Robin Williams live action movie with Shelley Duvall. It's so cheesy and kind of silly, but I love it because I watched it so much when I was a kid. So yes, Wukong, it's for PC and PS5. So that game does look beautiful. Jester's also in the house. What's going on, Jester? Nice to always see you here watching live on the horizontal stream. Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone here has had a great weekend. And I hope you're having a great start to your week and a great Monday. But yeah, that Wukong game does definitely look good. So Arnold, you're going to have to tell me how it is because I'm not going to be able to play it for a bit. But let me tell you a little bit about my weekend and why I'm a little low energy today. If you could tell, or maybe not. Maybe I'm doing a good job at masking it and hiding it. But before I do that, please, anyone who is watching live on the streams, do us all a favor and hit that like button. It'll make everyone completely happy and extremely excited for today. You know, it's you'll get some good karma, and everyone will have a good time. Not saying you won't have a good time if you don't hit the like, but I'm just saying it'll be extra special, extra specially good of a time. I was saying last time I couldn't come to live. He was at work. It's so good. Hey, look, you may come to some streams or you may not, and there's some streams you may not be able to make it to. It's all good. You know why? Because I'm not going anywhere. I will always be here. And hopefully you will all be here too. So I'll tell you later, you always stay alive for a long time anyway. Well, especially for today. Like I said, today at 6 p.m. I will be live reacting to the Nintendo Museum Direct, as they call it. So I really cannot wait to check out the first time to see all that stuff that's happening at the Nintendo Museum opening up later this year in Kyoto, Japan. But back to the weekend. So, for those of you who are here on Friday, may have remembered that I mentioned that I will be going to a wedding on Saturday, which I did. And it was nice. It was beautiful. The venue was great. This has been an old school venue in the city that I've never been to for all the years I've lived here. So it was nice to finally go there for a special occasion like yesterday. Met some cool people, reunited with some other people I haven't seen in a while. It was just a very fun, good time. Lots of laughing and chatting and dancing and drinking. Lots of drinking. Now, I haven't drank this much probably in 2 years since my niece got married in Denver, Colorado. And that was like, I don't know if I could ever do that again, but just think it's like a 4-day drinking binge because we celebrated and partied like 4 days straight. I think what the amount of stuff I drank Saturday night equals all 4 days I was in Denver. Because after a certain amount of time, I'm guessing around midnight or so, I don't have any recollection of anything. I don't know who I said goodbye to at the after party, because there was an after party after the wedding and after the reception. I don't know where I went. I used my Google Maps locator to see what happened, what time I left. So apparently I left the bar around almost 3 a.m. I walked for 10 minutes to this train station. I took the wrong train. I ended up in Brooklyn. Then I transferred to another train that only took me to a whole separate part of Queens, not where I'm supposed to be going. Somehow I stumbled out of there and called an Uber to drive me home. And then I got home and I apparently passed out. Here's the kicker though. Next day, Sunday, yesterday. First of all, I felt like shit. I was just mush. Why is it I have bruises on my legs and scratches on my arm? I have no idea. So apparently, sometime around the evening, maybe as I was like stumbling to the train station, I fell. I probably tripped and fell. I looked at my shoes and there are scuff marks on the tip of the shoes. So that means I tripped. I probably tripped over something. And my knees and my shins are all bruised up. So I must have fell on like stairs or something like that. But needless to say, it is very painful. And yesterday, I could not do a single thing. I was like a zombie. I slept most of the day. I couldn't even watch TV. It was just crazy. I could not get myself to do a damn thing. Eating was a chore because of how painful. Let me tell you, when you get to my age, recovery after a full night of drinking is just not the same anymore. That's why even today, with all the resting I did yesterday, I still feel kind of out of it. Not like yesterday, but I'm still very low energy. So I do apologize if I come across with very low energy. All right. Tokeny, no pants. I had my pants on. That is for sure. But I did see, like, on my pants, there was some dirt marks where I fell, mostly like around the knee area. So, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Arnold saying, you probably thought you were Batman and went to fight crimes in Brooklyn. I probably did. And probably made a lot of people laugh or scared. I don't know. Arnold saying, also before, my first console was a PS1. I can still remember that day from day on. My life changed. That's awesome. I'm sure everyone has had that generational thing that they've experienced that they will always remember. My first video game console, well, there were several because I grew up in the 80s. So I had a lot of those handheld stuff, the Game & Watches, the little Tyco machines and all that. But my first like legit game console was the Atari 2600. Now, I can never go back and play those games because those games are kind of horrible in my opinion. But that's what got me into video games, really. You know, that and the arcades. My dad used to take me to the arcades all the time. First arcade I ever played was Donkey Kong, and I fell in love with that. To this day, that's still one of my favorite arcade games. Disinferno, what's going on, Disinferno? Nice to see you back. Ripley 8 is basically perfect hybrid between human and Xenos. That's what Wayland Yutani wanted to achieve in Romulus. It's interesting how many connections there are to Alien Resurrection, David 8, and this. The one thing I said about Alien Romulus when I gave my review on Friday was they did a really interesting job in combining a lot of things from all the Alien movies. You got some stuff from Prometheus and Covenant. You definitely got some stuff from Aliens and Alien 3, or Alien to the Third Power. You got some stuff from Resurrection. They did a lot of good stuff in kind of tying in so that since this movie took place in between Alien and Aliens, you could kind of see what they were trying to do that kind of pays off in the later movies. And also you got some payoff if you watched Prometheus and Covenant. So personally for me, I thought it was well done. I know it's a lot of stuff that they crammed in there that was more like homages, and some people are saying rehashes of this and that, but it didn't bother me at all, you know, and maybe call me nostalgic or all that stuff, but I thought it still told an interesting story. And the guy who played the brother, the android, I'm forgetting the actor's name right now. He was so good. And Kaylee Spaney was fantastic too. So Tokenie saying, at least you didn't crack your dome. That's a good thing. I checked everything, because the first things I noticed were the bruises on my legs. And then later on in the evening, that's when I saw the scratches on my arm. So I'm like, I was doing like a full body check. It's like, okay, did I hurt anything else? And no, I didn't. So maybe I was just clumsy, but definitely drunk. And I don't remember much of anything. I remember bits of pieces of being on the train and then realizing I was in the wrong place. And then I remember a small bit of me actually calling the Uber on my phone and waiting for it and looking around and saying to myself, I don't recognize where I am. That's it. I don't remember. Like everything else is a blur to me. So, but it is what it is. This Inferno is saying certain scenes in Romulus even edited the same way Aliens. Yes. Yes. When Rain shoots the Xenos, when she walked out of the elevator, reminded me a lot of that scene in Aliens when Ripley goes back to get Newt and all that. Yeah, there are ways to do homages and tributes that aren't too distracting or that are well deserved and respectful. And I thought Fede Alvarez did a good job with it. Star-Lord, what's going on, Star-Lord? Star-Lord's in the house. Star-Lord's playing Star Wars Battlefront 2. Jester is also. Battlefront 2 is one of my favorite Star Wars games. I love that game. When that game first came out, you couldn't get me off it. I was playing it all the time. I was so good at the space battles, the starship battles. Love it. Love it. Me and my friends had a blast with it. It's a shame that they seem to have abandoned that property. You know, it would be nice to see like a Star Wars Battlefront 3 if possible. But I'm so happy to see everybody here. Everyone seems to be having a good time. Like I said, everyone hit that like button. Don't forget, hit the like button. Makes everybody happy here. Arnold was saying, I was once so drunk that I fell asleep at a techno party. How could you fall asleep at a techno party? But I can't ask that question too hard, because I once fell asleep at a club near the dance floor too, because I just drank way too much. You know what it is that probably did me in? And this happens to me all the time. I made sure that I tried my best to stick to one piece of liquor, one type of liquor on Saturday night. And that was basically bourbon. I love bourbon. I love whiskey. But then when we went to the after party, shots were being spread around. And I think there were shots of tequila. Anytime I drink tequila, I will black out. So it is what it is. It's still a good time. I can't wait to talk to my friends to see if I did anything stupid. I've been kind of shy in contacting them because I just don't want to know anything. But it is what it is. This Inferno saying, I hope sequel to Romulus will take place on Weyland-Yutani prison because Rain and Andy are now basically criminals. I can't wait for the TV show, Alien Earth, I think it's called. Well, somebody here told me, because I didn't really read too much into it, but it looks like it's supposed to take place. This is a prequel. So it's the beginning of Weyland-Yutani, when it was first formed. And I guess they're going to tell a story about how they were formed for good, but then eventually turned bad. It's going to be an interesting thing. But if they were to do a sequel for Romulus, that's a good idea. I like the prison. However, I would love to see, again, maybe this is the nostalgic bug in me. I would love to see them tie in to Aliens closer. So what if, because they're supposed to go to Vargas, right? Yargis or whatever, that planet. What if somehow the company took control over the autopilot, misdirected it, and go to another colony, the same colony that the Marines had to go to in Aliens, that was run over by all the xenomorphs and all that? I think that would be pretty awesome. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Star-Lord and Jester talking about Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Love it. So I did talk about Alien Romulus on Friday. I liked it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Definitely callbacks and references to basically all of the Alien movies, with the exception of Alien versus Predator movies. It was pretty much all references, but it still told its own story. Great character building. Kaylee Spaney is fantastic. The guy who played Andy, I forget his name, is Johnson something. I don't know, but I thought he was very good. So overall, I enjoyed it. I think Fede Alvarez did a good job, but I understand why some people are just saying, oh, it's a rehash of all of these movies combined and this and that, and that's fine. You have, that's a fair criticism. But I think, when you look at other people who've tried to do the same thing, I think this was one of the better ones that were done to not only pay homage to the previous movies, but to also try to do its own thing in a way. So, and I love that we got an idea of what the mining colonies look like. Like we got that sense and feel. So it's pretty awesome. Arnold saying, I had a date yesterday. Totally forgot to say, well, how did the date go? Let us know. Let us know the deets. Jester saying, I've never asked, what is my favorite movie? That is a very hard question to answer. What I'll do is I'll give you on my letterbox. I have listed out my 4 favorites. That's what you do. When you create a profile, you have the opportunity to do your 4 favorites, right? This is just a sampling of some of my favorite movies. So I love Lost in Translation. I love the movie Clue, the comedy film from the 80s. Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, and the original The Crow. Those are just 4 of my favorite movies. No particular order, but I have like at least 6 more I can mention that is some of my favorites. But at least that gives you a good sense of what I'm into, which is pretty much a broad range. So why don't you let us know what your favorite movies are in the chat? Would love to know all that. Started saying now they should make Alien vs. Predator crossover. Are they going to cross over with Transformers or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Because didn't they do something like that in the comics? This Inferno, I felt that their potential that Rain will develop romantic attraction towards Andy. No, I don't think so. I think they're just brother and sister. That's just that dynamic they have. I think Rain was really into that guy that died on the mission, the older guy. I just say I didn't wake up in my house. Oh, what? Arnold got lucky, y'all.
I'm gonna come. Yeah!
Congratulations, my man. Keith Davis, Alien Romulus box office total run prediction, 300 to 350 million. Joker, Folly Due. By the way, Kevin Davis, always happy to see you here. 450 to 550. And Venom Last Dance, 550, 650. I think Joker, that might be a little... Are these domestic or global? I'm just curious. Let me know. Jester saying those are amazing films. Well, thank you. Starlord saying from a filmmaking standpoint, The Shawshank Redemption and Green Mile are my favorites. Shawshank, brilliant movie. Brilliant movie. Green Mile, I really also appreciate that movie a lot. I would also add to that list Seven. Fantastic film. I could go on and on. There's just so many good movies that it's so hard to pinpoint like what is my favorites, but you can't go wrong with any of those movies that we mentioned here. Arnold saying, thank you, bro. It was hard work.
You blew it! I'm gonna come. How about you thank them, dickless?
Wow.
Kevin Danes, the global box office total runs. Okay. So Alien Romulus, I could see that. Joker, probably on the lower end of that prediction. Venom, I could definitely see that too. I don't know what it is about Venom. How so many people love the Venom franchise? I feel like those movies are so difficult to watch. Is it just me? I just don't understand it. Oh well, maybe I'm not meant to. My 4 favorites are, this is Jester right now, Donnie Darko, great movie. Baby Driver, another fantastic movie. The Fablemans, I liked it. Silence of the Lambs. Ooh, that's a classic right there. I'll never forget watching Silence of the Lambs in the theater for the first time. Blown away by it. That whole last, 20 minutes was so thrilling. Oh my God. When he escaped the prison and he had the guy up with the guts all flowing out. I was just like, what the hell is happening? And then the whole in the dark sequence with the the night goggles. Oh, so good. Legend of 1900 is one of your favorite. What movie is that, Star-Lord? I don't think I'm familiar with that one. You know me, I am very direct. Like Nintendo Direct, that will be shown later on at 6 p.m. Eastern Time for the Nintendo Museum. I can't wait for that, so make sure you all tune in for all of that stuff. Kevin Danes, do I think Paramount Pictures is going to delay Sonic 3? Sonic 3 is coming out this year, isn't it? Isn't it? It's coming out in November, is it? Around the same time that Wicked is? Am I right? Kevin, let me know if I'm right in thinking that. But I don't think they have a reason to delay it at this point. At least to me, I don't think so. But you know, crazy things can happen. Yeah, Arnold, I didn't really like Sonic 2 either. I really liked the first one, and then Sonic 2 lost me a little bit. But hey, that's just me and you. There are so many people who loved it. I mean, my theater, which were mostly young teens and below, ate it up. So who are we to say, right? Tokini is saying they turned Venom into a joke. He's not Deadpool. Tom Hardy is lame. Yeah, Tom Hardy is not someone I could say that has like comedic timing, right? There are moments where he can be funny, but I don't know. In the first Venom movie, I thought the chemistry that Tom Hardy had with the symbiote was okay. It was cute, right? But then it got tired after a while. And then just each movie for me just felt like it was getting worse and worse. So I don't understand what's happening with that. But hey, the masses have spoken and they love that franchise. So it is what it is. Kevin Davis asking, do I think Angelina Jolie will ever get an Oscar nomination again? It depends. She doesn't act as much as she used to, you know? So it depends if whatever role she decides to do. I mean, the last role that she did, wasn't it Eternals? And I don't think she has done anything else since. So it really depends. Arnold's saying everyone has a different taste. That's the beauty of it. Yeah, that's the beauty when it comes to movies, games, TV shows, art, books. Everyone has different tastes, so that's why it's so fun to talk about it, because even if you didn't like it, you will still be able to talk about something with someone who may have liked it, right? So it leads to great conversations. Starlord saying it's with Tim Roth. This is the movie Legend of 1900, based on a piano player who never left a migrant ship since the day he was born, and he is a god at playing piano. Really? I have never heard of this movie. Huh. I gotta add that to my list, because that's not, I like me some Tim Roth. He's very good. Tokenie saying female Venom was the best part. That was actually pretty funny. Yeah, I agree. And what the hell was Woody Harrelson's Carnage? I mean, that was just, that was a choice. A new Tomb Raider would be nice. Well, they're coming out with the cartoon coming out on Netflix, the animated Tomb Raider. So I don't know how that's going to look like. I think they just dropped a new trailer today, which we can watch in a little bit, because I haven't had a chance to see it yet. So I was saying he was born on the first day of a new century, so his name is 19. Ah, I see. So that's how it ties in all together. Oh, that's awesome. All right. Keep the conversations going, guys. I love talking to all of you, but as we all do that, let's start talking about the weekend box office, shall we? So obviously, Alien Romulus was a new movie, but I guess the big question was it going to beat out Deadpool and Wolverine? On Friday, I said Alien Romulus would beat out Deadpool and Wolverine, and Deadpool and Wolverine will come in second. And It Ends With Us was going to land in third, and I was correct. However, I did say Alien Romulus was going to do 50 million domestically, and I was wrong. But then, another note to that, I wasn't expecting it to do 100 million worldwide, and that it did. So let's check out my favorite website for these numbers, and that is thenumbers.com. Arnold saying, a new Tomb Raider with Angelina Jolie. I mean, it would be nice to see that, but I don't think she'll ever do that again. That was definitely a time and a place for that. And hey, those movies aren't fantastic movies, but I thought she was a pretty fantastic Tomb Raider. So, started saying, named by his adopted father who found an abandoned baby on this ship. It sounds like a very sweet story. I really have to check that out. Alien first. Yes, that's correct. Do you think Disney going to make a live action for Tangled and Prince? Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Their whole plan when it first started with Cinderella and Maleficent, was that they were planning to touch all of their animated movies and turn them into live action. That was their plan. They haven't veered away from it. In a matter of fact, I feel like they even doubled down on it. I mean, who thought that we were going to get a Lilo and Stitch live action movie? But they are serious with that stuff. So yes, I do think we will get eventually a Tangled and a Princess and the Frog live action. All right, so let's go to so here, Alien Romulus pulled in $41.5 million domestically. But like I said, the big surprise here was it did $66.6 million internationally. So that's $108.1 million for its opening weekend, which is fantastic. This, I believe, is the second highest opening for the franchise. The first one, that is a question I would love to know. So I am going to look it up later on as we continue looking through this stuff. But an amazing feat for Alien Romulus. But like I said, Deadpool and Wolverine dropped to second, but nothing to be, nothing to cry about. Did still do 29 million domestically after being out for how long now? 3 weeks, 4 weeks, almost a month. Overall domestic is 545.8 million. But the big number that everyone is talking about is that it did break $1 billion, 1.142 billion. Doing 596.8 million internationally. So this is the second movie of the year that has broken $1 billion, part of the $1 billion club. This and Inside Out 2. And like I said, I don't think there's any other movie coming out this year that will break $1 billion. I don't think. Wicked is probably the only one that has the closest chance. That and Moana 2. I think those are the only two movies that has the closest chance. But it's going to be hard. It's going to be definitely hard to catch up with Inside Out 2 and Deadpool and Wolverine. But another footnote to all of this stuff is that Disney owns Fox. And Fox has 3 massive movies so far this year. With Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, right? Alien Romulus, and Deadpool and Wolverine. Those were all Fox properties. And now it's all Disney, racking in the dough and all that. So they knew what they were talking about. They knew what they were doing. And they got up all these big major franchise properties, and they're turning it into a profit for sure. The downside is we don't know what's going to happen to the lesser known Fox properties. And I think that's a big debate that a lot of people are having right now. Let's see. Kevin Davis saying Alien Romulus domestic box office total run prediction is 130 to 150. I will go up more from that, Kevin. I will say that the domestic run could possibly hit 165. Because if you look at the release schedule for the rest of the month, you have The Crow that's coming out this week. Ugh. I don't know how that movie is going to do, but I don't think it's going to do well. And then what is coming out at the end of the month? You know, let's look at these the release calendar. And I also think, honestly, word of mouth is going to spread for Alien Romulus, and I think more and more people are probably going to end up giving it a chance, because I do feel like, let's see, I do feel like the negative comments are very few, and I think the positive comments and the positive reactions are outweighing the negative for now. So I think a lot of people are already going to end up watching it and giving it more of a chance. All right, so let's just go into end of August. So let's see. Yeah, we really don't have much of anything, to be honest with you. I think because remember, the summer box office ends around, is it Labor Day coming up, right? So that's really like right around the corner. And the only other movies that you have outside of The Crow coming out at the end of the month is Blink Twice, which is another like kind of like horror movie. You have, let's see, Afraid AI. That's the one with John Cho, another horror movie, right? And then the only other big release is Beetlejuice coming out in September. But I don't think Beetlejuice is going to make that much money. I think in its first week, it's definitely going to do decently. Maybe you'll see the same thing like we saw with Alien Romulus, but I think it's going to fall off dramatically from there. Because the more and more I hear people talking about it, or the more and more people are getting aware of this movie, the more and more I'm hearing them saying, I don't know about this movie. They're not as excited about this movie when it was initially announced and when that very first teaser trailer dropped. Because a lot of people are saying it looks like there's just too much in there. Looks like they might be regurgitating jokes. Who knows? We don't know. But that's kind of like what I've been hearing more and more people say. And then you have Transformers 1, which I don't think is going to do that great. Megalopolis, which is for a huge movie fan and cinephile, that is a long-awaited movie and very eagerly anticipated movie. But for a general audience, I don't think it's going to get a lot of attention. Then you go into October with Joker. That's the big movie of that month, which I think it'll do decently. But not, super, like, not Deadpool Wolverine, like, money there. Then you have Venom Last Dance. Then November is going to be the big one, the big test here, because that's when you get Moana 2 and Wicked, but you also get Gladiator 2, which is insane. And all of these movies are all opening up around Thanksgiving holiday weekend and week. all within the same time. So all of them are going to be competing with each other for box office. Like I said, the only other two that has potential to maybe hit $1 billion is Wicked and Moana 2. And then December, it is, you have Kraven the Hunter, which will do okay, but not crazy numbers. Mufasa the Lion King, which has potential now. That's another one I should add in there. Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which Kevin Davis mentioned earlier, but I think Paramount, they're not going to push this because they're going to utilize the holidays to really drive box office for this. And then Nosferatu. Oh, and A Complete Unknown, which looks great, but that is your Oscar baiting movie of the end of the year, right? So that's, again, for like the cinephiles and all that stuff like that. So for now, I think Alien Romulus may have potential to get more dollars at the box office because there's just nothing else people are going to want to see moving forward, right? That's just how the cookie crumbles, as they say. Let's see. Arnold saying, have I ever been to a 4D theater? He went last year. It was crazy. I don't think I'd ever want to do it. I've done 4D like at Disney or at Universal. I believe Universal had like a Shrek 4D thing. So I know what's to come. But when I want to watch a serious movie, I don't want to be jolting around in my seat, having shit thrown in my face and all that stuff like that. Maybe end up throwing up. No, not for me. Not for me. And plus, it's super expensive here. I think for one ticket, it's like almost $40 or something. I was like, no, please. I don't think I can do that. Beetlejuice 2 domestic box office total prediction, 30 to 50 million. Yeah, like I said, I think opening weekend, you'll see the same numbers like Alien Romulus did. I'll say I watched Roadhouse for the 5th time today. Love this movie. That is a classic. Gotta love some Swayze. Started saying, no Sigourney Weaver is such a bummer. If they do make an Alien vs. Predator, it still should, or Alien vs. Prey. Okay, so like the Hulu movie. Should still set the Prey timeline or make it the sequel to Prey. That's how I would do it. I would love to see a sequel to Prey that just takes place in different centuries. Like I did love Prey a lot. I thought Prey was so well done. But I want to see the thing that really makes it interesting was because it was such a different timeline. It was such a different century. I would love to see it just go to all these different centuries. And I think that would be fantastic. All right, continuing on with the box office numbers here. So in third is It Ends With Us with 24 million. Not that far off from Deadpool and Wolverine. So, but the big news with It Ends With Us is for a movie of its kind, its worldwide box office is 179.9 million, which is amazing. So for a movie like this, a really good job at getting the box office totals there. Even though I heard some people who are huge fans of the book were kind of disappointed by this. So, but it does have a very important message, and hopefully people will give it a shot for that. Twisters is in 4th place, 10 million. Still, it had its run. It's already out in digital, so I don't think you're going to expect more from this. The big surprise also from the box office was Coraline in 5th place. It was like a 1 or 2 night event from Fathom, a re-release to celebrate its anniversary. And just for that, 9.6 million, which is fantastic. That's why you see a lot of studios re-releasing classic movies in theaters, because people actually go out and watch them. Look what happened when they re-released The Phantom Menace for its anniversary. I mean, it did a lot of money. It made it into the top 10. So it does pay off for studios to do this kind of stuff. Despicable Me 4, 6.2 million, already out on digital, so I'm not expecting much more from this box office run. Trap is fell all the way down to 7th, 3.4 million, 35.2 domestically. Worldwide, 62.5. So that's okay for M. Night, I think. I don't think this movie cost a lot of money to make. So I think that's okay for him. Inside Out 2, as of tomorrow morning, will be available on digital for the first time. Not Disney Plus, but digital for premium rental and purchase. 3.2 million domestically, 642 0.1 million domestic. Worldwide, I mean, this is a crazy number, 1.62 million. Billion, sorry, I should say. What an amazing feat for Inside Out 2. Borderlands. Now, this is the big story also from the weekend. Opening weekend, it did what? 3 million or something? Here, let's just go back. 4 million? 8 million, sorry. I was undercutting it. 8.6 million opening weekend, last weekend. I mean, the weekend before. Last weekend, oh my gosh, 2.4 million. It's so bad that they announced over the weekend that Borderlands will be available on digital in about a week at the end of the month. Just it's not even a full month's run, and they are already pushing it out on digital. Almost similar to what happened to Fall Guy, but at least Fall Guy did decent money at the box office. I think it should have done better, but I don't know what happened there. But yeah, Borderlands is in ninth with a budget of 115 million, and to only do 21.3 million worldwide. This is going to be the top story when it comes to failures at the box office of 2024. And yeah, not good for Eli Roth there. And rounding out the 10th spot is Street 2. I don't know what this movie is. $2.1 million domestically. What is Street 2? What is this? This looks like a weird horror directed DVD type of movie. Hold on. I got to find out the summary of this movie. Let's see. They don't even have the cast in here. Amar Kaushik. Oh, is this an Indian movie? Maybe it's an Indian movie. Indian movies do well at the box office. So, wow. Street 2. I have no idea what this movie is. Also to note, another new movie that came out recently, Harold in the Purple Crayon. Out of the top 10. Really another flop of the year. And I'm sure Zachary Levi is extremely happy about all that stuff. Back to the chat. I got it as gifts alone. I wouldn't be there for the 4D. Is that what you're talking about, Arnold? Kevin Davison, Alien Romulus domestic box office run 1/3. I think we talked about that already. So I'd say 7 saying not a bad year for movies, to be honest, on average, but this feels like such a long year. It does feel like a long year, doesn't it? It is kind of strange that it feels that way. But yeah, I was looking before the stream at 2024's box office total so far to date, right? Domestically. And you could see that so far, $5.3 billion, right? Which I think is not bad for a year like the year we're having. For a year after a previous year that had a lot of strikes, that delayed movies, you know, people, the industry is still feeling effects of the pandemic. But look at all of the movies in the top 10 grossing films of 2024. You have Inside Out 2, Disney. Deadpool and Wolverine, Disney. Despicable Me 4, this is Universal. Dune Part 2, Warner Brothers. Twisters, Warner Brothers. I think it's Warner Brothers, right? Godzilla Kong, Warner Brothers. Oh, the distributor's right here. What the hell am I doing? But you see, like, all these major studios has had something in the top 10. But the one thing to really point out, like I said, Disney, right? Disney, Kingdom of Planet, because it's Fox, but it's Disney, right? So I think Disney is winning the box office so far. Now, Warner Brothers is doing well with Dune Part 2 and Godzilla Kong. Universal got Twisters and Despicable Me, right? I would expect eventually, I think it will be, I would be certain to say that I think Alien Romulus has a chance to make it to this list, to the top 10, right? But then look at all the movies I mentioned that's coming out later this year. Gladiator 2, Moana 2, Wicked, right? Sonic 3, Venom 3. What else we got? We got Beetlejuice. Joker. So as far as like box office blockbuster movies, you have 7 big contenders coming out later this year. So I think, and if we look at 2023, 2023 did a total of $8.9 billion at the box office. I think this year will definitely beat that number. Because the ones that were driving it big time was Barbie, Across the Spider-Verse, Super Mario Brothers movie, right? Guardians of the Galaxy, and Oppenheimer, right? I think this year has a lot of top contenders to really boost things up. So I think 2024 is going to be, it's going to be the sign that people will be mentioning and talking about when they say like the turnaround, the comeback of movie theater going or the box office, the recoup time. This is now the sign that things are going back after the pandemic, after the strikes, after all that stuff. So, because the original prediction that it wasn't going to happen until 2025, but it looks like we're getting it this year. So, it's a good sign for the business if you're into that kind of stuff. Starlord saying too much happening. Yes, there's a lot of stuff happening. Arnold saying, I hope we'll hear each other talk about Moana 8 in 15 years. Let's just hope that they don't have to do 8 Moanas. 2, in my opinion, should be enough. But hey, business is business, right? I totally understand. All right, let's look at the complete alien history of the box office movies and all that. I think it'll be interesting to see that breakdown, given that Alien Rom is the second highest opening for the Alien franchise. So let's see. I'm going to pull up Alien 3. Then you got Alien Resurrection, Aliens, right? And then we got, let's not forget, Covenant. Hold on. Let's also put in Prometheus. Hold on. Just put this in order. Alien Resurrection. So we got Prometheus, right? And then you have Alien Covenant. All right. So, obviously, the first Alien came out in 1979. Box office totals were not as big as they were back then. But domestically, overall, 64.3 million. International was 186.9 million worldwide. But I think for this time, for 1979, that was not bad at all. Opening weekend, it did $3.5 million. Right? So that's Alien. Aliens came out in 1986, 85.1 million domestically, 98.1 million internationally, with 183.2 total at the worldwide box office. Its opening weekend was $10 million. Again, this is 1986, and I think for that time, this was pretty good. It opened up, I believe, in first place that weekend. Let's see. It did, yeah. July 18th, 1986. Then Alien 3, or Alien Third, I keep making that joke. I apologize. Domestic box office, 54.9 million. Worldwide, 158.5 million. Opening weekend was 23.1 million. Which again, for 1992, not bad. That was pretty good. I believe it also opened up in first place that weekend. Oh, it opened up in second. What beat it? Let's see. Let's take a look. What came out in first? Lethal Weapon 3. Wow. Look at that. The star power of Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. Alien 3 could not beat that mega power, that mega duo at the box office. So there you go. Then we have Alien Resurrection 47.8 million domestic run. Worldwide, 160.7. You notice like how all of these alien movies don't seem to do well overall totals, but we're going to see that change with the next two. But for 1997, these numbers are pretty decent. Its opening weekend was 16.4 million. And I'm not surprised by that. It also opened in second place because I think a lot of people had a bad taste in their mouths with Alien 3. But look at that. Alien Resurrection was beaten by Eddie Murphy. Oh no, this is Robin Williams and Flubber, the live action remake of a classic movie, of a Disney classic. Flubber. Well, there you go. Unbelievable. So Disney done it again. Then fast forward 2012 with Prometheus, which did, I think this is the first time that it did really well overall. Domestic box office total run was 126.4 million. Worldwide, $402.4 million. Almost $500 million. Its opening total, $51 million. So it was the #1 opening in franchise history. But it didn't open in first place because came in second because an animated movie beat it. Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted. Those damn penguins won the hearts of the movie-going audience. So that is so fascinating to go back in time and look at all this stuff. Then Alien Covenant, 74.2 domestic run, 238.5 worldwide. Opening weekend was $36.1 million. It opened up in first place, so it finally won the box office on May 19th, 2017. So that is the whole recap of the Alien franchise. So the #1 opening in the Alien franchise is Prometheus, and Alien Romulus is now #2. So there you go. People love their aliens. They love their aliens. And I'm not going to be talking about like Alien versus Predator and all that stuff like that. For me, that doesn't count as part of the Alien franchise. So come at me if you don't agree. Start saying, we never see sequels come out fast like we used to. They just announce it faster. Yeah, they like to put it out there first. Put it in people's minds and in their heads to get ready. But the movie may not come out in like a couple years. So by now we should get more sequels already. Mario got a lot of catching up to do against Sonic. Yes, that is true. I also, I think Nintendo had no idea that Mario was going to do as well as it did. I feel like they were kind of caught off guard in a way, which kind of shows you how out of touch they are with their audience, because their audience has been dying for a better Mario Brothers movie to come out. And now that they're working on a Legend of Zelda movie, I think they're going to be totally surprised as to how many people are dying to see a movie like that. So I think they just underestimate their audience, because if they knew, they would have already been in the works. Very much like Paramount and Sonic. I think they already knew that they had something in their hands outside of the controversy of how Sonic looked like originally, but they changed it. And eventually they knew that they had a hit, and they were right. And that's why you got Sonic 2 and 3 in relatively a short period of time, right? I'm surprised, especially with how well Detective Pikachu did in the theater. I'm surprised they never made a sequel to that. Who knows? I don't know what happened there. But I think next year we're going to be seeing a ton of IP franchises, sequels, and all that stuff. Next year is the big year. Superman Legacy is coming out, or now it's just called Superman, sorry. So that's going to be, is it going to be the return of DC? Who knows? We'll see. Yeah, but we also got Captain America Brave New World, Thunderbolts, I think, is next year, right? What else? I think I'm forgetting something, but we'll see. 2025 is going to be a batshit crazy year for movies. You know, and this year, like Star-Lord, like you said, it feels like a lot already. But just wait. 2025 and 2026 are going to be nutty years for movies. And you know what? I'm all in. I'm all in. Count me in. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. Today. All right. Oh man, I am so thirsty. It's so crazy how I'm still feeling the effects from Saturday night. Starlet saying I don't like the one-offs because it's sequels I want but never get. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like I wonder. Let's see. Like for example, like Romulus, right? Like I really watching this movie, I really fell for the two main characters. And I remember when we were having a discussion about it on Friday, someone mentioned that they would have loved to see this story continue. But it's who knows if we're ever going to get it. You know, these two people, the main two characters, were so fascinating, and the chemistry they had was fantastic. And she's essentially the modern day Ripley. She's the new Ripley of the series, if they were planning to continue moving forward with this. You know. Also, I noticed a lot of people online saying exactly what I was thinking when I saw it in the theaters, that when I look at Kaylee Spaney in Alien Romulus, she looks very much like an older Ellie from The Last of Us. And it would have been so interesting to see her play like an adult Ellie, because she looks so much like the video game character, you know? And I'm not throwing shade at who they on the actress who's playing Ellie now in the series, because I think she's a great actress. But looks wise, it's so almost identical. It was so nuts to see. Now they're rebooting Star Wars sequel trilogy. they're doing some stuff. I don't think they're rebooting it. They're just I mean, if we do ever get that Daisy Ridley movie, the Rey movie, right? I'm pretty sure they're just gonna pick off where they left the character, but now it's like maybe 20 years in the future or something like that. The only thing is like, who wants that story? I thought everyone hated Rey. But now, yeah, times change, right? In time, people change their minds. You know, very much like the prequels. There's so much love for the prequels now, but I think that's also mainly because a lot of the younger kids that grew up watching the prequels as their first Star Wars are older now. They're championing those movies because that's what they remember. And that's how it is. I mean, that's how it always will be. Generational. That's how stuff like that happens. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen to the Star Wars franchise in the future with their movie slates coming out. We'll all see what happens to Mandalorian and Grogu when that first comes out. That's going to be the major test to see the fever people could have for watching Star Wars on the big screen again. And I think there is a need for it, because nothing beats watching Star Wars like in a movie theater setting. You know, even though I've said this before when I talked about watching the 35th anniversary Phantom Menace release, even though I know that movie's not great, at least for me, it was just nice seeing Star Wars on the big screen again. It was. And then at the end, they had like a special teaser of the Acolyte. Regardless of what you think of how the show turned out, it looked really amazing to see Star Wars, new Star Wars, on a big screen. with that little teaser that they gave you. So regardless of how good or bad the movie may end up being, it's definitely going to bring a lot of people back to theaters. AC, what's up, AC? I haven't seen you on these streams before, but nice to see you here. Thank you for chiming in. Since it's finally out, I can finally say that I was a part of the secret showing of Alien Romulus back in March. Awesome. Where was that held? And did you see the movie in its full completed state, or was it like an early test screening? Very similar to like when I saw Barbie half a year before it came out. I saw Barbie well in advance, and it was still missing a lot of visual effects, the soundtrack, all those things. I saw a different ending than the final movie. So was it similar to that? So I was saying they keep changing their mind. She is all the Jedi, dude. That's a cool power to have. I mean, so Rey is very much like the Emilia Clarke's character in Secret Invasion, where they're just all of the big powers all in one person, right? That's why we're getting a sequel to Secret Invasion with her in it. I don't know, it's probably a finisher in a boss fight. That's funny. By the way, R.I.P. to Phil Donahue. That was I mean, Phil Donahue has lived a long life, but everyone who grew up in the 80s remembers Phil Donahue. I mean, he was definitely like one of the pioneers of afternoon talk shows. You know, and then after him, Oprah came out and she took over. But yeah, Donahue was an interesting cat, man. Like, he didn't care. No holds barred. He was direct. You gotta love that. So R.I.P. to this guy. He lived a good life. Yeah, and again, it's just another reminder of us getting older when some of the people that we grew up watching are now passing away. So Ace is saying, in Sacramento, I saw it there. There were two versions. It was basically finished, except the cuts were different and the effects were not rendered. Okay, so it sounds very similar. So I had the fortunate chance to see Barbie, like I said, 6 months before its release. And I actually saw Mission Impossible, the last one. It's the 8, 7, the one that just came out. And I saw that, 9 months in advance, I think. And that had a lot of visual effects missing from the movie. But I loved seeing it that way because that car chase scene in Italy, I believe, or Rome that they were in, you saw how they did that, where they had the stunt driver literally perched behind them in the back, doing all the driving. But it's an actual car with Tom Cruise and Haley Atwell in it. So they're mimicking the driving, but they're really in a car with this guy driving crazy all over the place around the city. Such an amazing effect. And of course, the ending scene with the train, most of that was green screen, but they were all harnessed and all doing the actual jumping and lounging and grabbing. That's all was really happening. And look, people give actors sometimes crap about not doing a lot of physical stunts. I mean, these guys, especially Tom Cruise at his age, he still gets it, man. I mean, look, dude just freaking bungee jumped, off a stadium in Paris just to grab a flag and get some random woman kissing him. You got to give it to that dude, man. That dude's so old. And yeah, he's still doing crazy stuff, man. So I guess Scientology does something to you, man. AC saying, one of the people in the other screening said, explain the plot the same. So our differences was the cuts and how long the scenes were. So AC, question to you. I'm assuming you watched the final theatrical version of it. Was there something that you saw cut differently that you wish they didn't change? Or do you feel like this version that we got ties everything up better than what you experienced already? Let me know, because I'm always curious about that. Because with Barbie, what I thought was great was that they added the soundtrack, which had a lot of inside jokes in the soundtrack with Lizzo singing. So I thought that added a lot of charm to the movie. The ending, which was like a post-credit scene, they just never included, but I wish they did because I think it's really funny, and you get to see Helen Mirren as the narrator, which is great. With Mission Impossible, they tightened up a lot of stuff because one of the pieces of feedback I gave them, which I'm sure a lot of people did, there were moments where it felt too long and too dragged out. So I felt like them cutting things a little bit more, making it tighter, helped with the flow of the movie. So I'm always curious to hear about things like that and what ended up on the cutting room floor, what could be potentially deleted scenes that you'll check out on a Blu-ray or whatever. So started saying, I have no complaints, just do something. The internet adds 35 years, give or take. So are you saying because of that, I look like I'm 70 years old? I don't know. I don't know if I did that math correctly, but also reminder to everyone who is watching live, please don't forget, hit that like button, show your love and support. It makes everybody here super happy. We love growing this community. I love having these conversations with all of you people out there. It makes what I do here so much fun. So I hope you enjoy it as well. All right, what else can we talk about as we wait for this Nintendo Direct that's happening? So hold on, I just want to make sure too that I pull it up so that I have it running. Yep, we have 42 minutes. Can't wait for that. Started saying I'm very nostalgic in general. Well, so am I. I am not afraid to say that I am too. I know sometimes, and I've mentioned this before in the past, too much nostalgia can be dangerous, but there's a certain level of nostalgia that's good to have, as long as you just don't harp too much on it, where every day that's what you harp on, you know? Like I have a lot of friends that I know that will always mention, you know, that job I had 20 years ago, that was like probably the best job I ever had. You know, I miss those days. But when you think back on that time, maybe there are a lot of things that happened at that moment in time or at that job that maybe wasn't so great, you know? And you ask yourself, yeah, maybe it was fun or it was good because maybe the people you met, the people you worked with, what you've learned. But maybe there were some great things about your bosses, interactions with certain people, you know, maybe the amount of hours you had to put in, you know, how it took a lot of your life away. You know, a lot of people tend to forget that because that's part of it too, right? So, you know, I try not to dwell so much in the past, but it's always important to remember and never forget what happened in the past. What did they say? Like history repeats itself. The best way to avoid that is to always remember what happened back then. Yeah. You know what? Let's watch the new trailer because again, it just dropped today and it's something that I haven't seen yet. The new trailer for Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft. It's a new anime that's coming out on Netflix. So let's see. And it's interesting that we're getting an anime treatment of the legendary Tomb Raider storyline. So let us check it out because this could be very interesting. Oh, Arnold's getting super excited. He just downloaded an update for Wukong. Is it the Black Myth? Legend of the Black Myth? Something like that? I'm excited for you. Started saying, it's the things we grew up with that are now gone, but who would have guessed we would be sharing that together? It's so true. At the wedding, I had a conversation with someone, and we were talking about, you know, it's amazing how we live in an age today where a younger generation doesn't know a lot of things that we've experienced, like certain technologies, you know, certain ways we did things. I always bring up cassettes, VHSs, CDs. There's a generation now that has no idea what a CD is or had never experienced CDs. You know, so, and I feel grateful because I was able to see the change and experience all of them almost equally at this point. You know, but there's going to be a generation after the new one. All are going to be experiencing newer things. You know, and I'm going to end up becoming that old guy who doesn't know what a hologram is or how to work the toilet, because now we have the 3 shell system, and I don't know what that means. I'm so used to the flusher. Like, why can't I flush the toilet? What is this 3 shell stuff? So, Arnold saying, do you want to know what's totally stupid? I'm more excited about the game than the date he had yesterday. Wow.
Wow.
Well, you know, as long as you're happy, that's all I'll say. We all have our things. But I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean. You're giddy with excitement because you've just been dying to play this game. So I really hope it's good. I'm hearing nothing but good things about it. Oh, by the way, Arnold, are you going to Gamescom this year? Because it's this week, right? Star saying, I would say 7 years apart, even less. In regards to what? Sorry, I feel like we've been talking about so many things. I just kind of lost all track of. My brain is still not recuperated. I think I've lost a whole bunch of brain cells Saturday night. That's why I can't remember most of the after midnight. All right, let's talk about while I wait to hear from Star-Lord, let's check out the new trailer. I have no idea how the 3 seashells work either. Well, I guess when we get to that age, the ripe age of 85, we'll find out eventually when that technology comes to place. All right, this is the new trailer to The Legend of Lara Croft, Netflix anime. Let's go.
Lara Croft, their glorious return.
How the hell did she jump that far? Come on. She's not a superhero.
Same, Miss Croft. We have both had everything taken from us. You think danger?
Oh, they're going really dark with this, huh?
Run. How much longer?
Wow, they're making her like a badass too. She looks like Chun-Li.
Don't make the same mistakes he did.
Who are you? Grief, death, and destruction.
I kind of like the look of this, but I think they're making her a little bit too OP. October. Oh, okay. So we don't have to wait that long for it. I think it looks great. I think it looks good. They're definitely making her very superpowered in this. If you remember the classic Street Fighter animated movie, anime, that was the one where you saw Chun-Li fighting Vega in the bathroom while she was taking a shower. There were many moments here that the Lara Croft reminded me of Chun-Li in that movie. So I wonder who's doing the animation for this. Let's see. It doesn't say here in the description. Yeah, I wonder what studio did the animation for this. So let's look it up. Because it does look interesting. I like the look. And I think I wouldn't mind checking it out when it comes out. Let's see. Tomb Raider, Legend of Lara Croft Studio. So let's see. So it's actually going to be a series. Oh, Haley Atwell is the voice of Lara Croft. Oh, look at that. Who knew? All right. Upcoming American animated action adventure television. Haley Atwell is voicing Lara Croft. I think that's a great voice cast for that. Takes place after the events of the 2018 game Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So it's continuing that storyline from the recent video games. DJ2 Entertainment producing. Oh, here we go. Series is animated by Powerhouse Animation Studios in Austin, Texas. So this is not really an anime. It's not a Japanese anime. This is a full-blown American animated show. Interesting. I'm looking at what else this studio has done in the past. The firm produces animated versions of many syndicated comic strips, including Dilbert, Pearls Before Swine, Cul-de-sac, Leo, Pooch Cafe, and Over the Hedge. They made cutscenes for Epic Mickey in 2012 and Epic Mickey 2. They haven't done anything really major. Huh. Oh, here we go. From 2017 to 2021, Powerhouse Animation Studios worked on Castlevania. So there we go. So it does, now that I think of it, yeah. This looks very much like the same animation in Castlevania. Got it. Okay. Hey, it looks good. I'd be down to check it out. Tomb Raider. So they did Castlevania. They also did Masters of the Universe on Netflix. They just worked primarily on Netflix stuff in recent years. Skull Island, Castlevania Nocturne, and now Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft. All right. Well, good for them. It looks like a very interesting series, so I'm definitely going to be down to check it out for sure. Arnold saying it looks nice. Arnold saying, no, bro, this year not changed too much. The whole is no longer the same what they was. Arnold, what were you referring to in that one? I'm not sure. I know. Star was saying, I remember that. The Street Fighter movie. Street Fighter was so good. Blanca fight scene was good. That's how you should make a live action Street Fighter. Yeah, that, like, I'll never forget the whole fight scene with Chun-Li and Vega. Like, that was such a brutal fight. And they didn't hold back. You know, so I just thought it was amazing. Yeah, the Blanca Dawson fight was pretty good too. Who did Guile fight? I forgot. Guile fought somebody. It's been such a long time since I've seen it. Oh, Gamescom. Okay. So you're not, oh, you feel like it's just changed too much where now it's almost like a Comic-Con for you instead of like video game centric. I would be annoyed at that if I looked for that to be just video games. You know, I'm sure that's what a lot of people feel about San Diego Comic-Con now, where it started off just being a pure, strictly comic book convention, and then Hollywood took over, and now it's like movies and TV, and now also video games and all this stuff. So, and on cosplay, you know. It's like New York Comic-Con too. There's so much cosplay, which is fine. Like I'm happy people have a place to go and enjoy that stuff. But you know, sometimes you go to a comic book convention, what do you want to see? Comic books. You go to a video game convention, what do you want to see? Video games. You know, so I know how it feels like. last year's had more stuff. Well, since you're not going, at least you'll be able to join me tomorrow when I react live to the opening night of Gamescom. So I'll be streaming it live here, 2 p.m. Eastern time, my time, tomorrow. So hopefully you'll be around to kind of check out all the game trailers and all those things. And I could see it now. It's going to be 2 hours straight of nothing but game trailers, game trailers, game trailers. World premiere, world premiere. That's what it's going to be. Oh, Guile fought Bison and did the Sonic Boom. That's right. Yeah. That was a fun, and it was funny too because like that was the only Street Fighter piece of media outside of the video games that a lot of us really like cling to, right? Because there was that other series, Street Fighter V Victory, which I didn't like so much. And there was that god-awful American Street Fighter cartoon series that came out, which was so laughable. Remember they came out with like those G.I. Joe toys, but they were Street Fighter characters? Made no sense. Like, no sense. But any Street Fighter thing we got as kids, we were so super excited. Even though most of it was crap. What I really loved was the old... Now, I don't know if you guys ever seen this or remember it. In Japan, when Street Fighter 2 came out on the Super Nintendo, in Japan it's Super Famicom, they did a live-action commercial promoting the game. And I had it on a tape somewhere because I think it played in the beginning of a bootleg I had for Dragon Ball Z. And I remember I used to watch it all the time because it was so cool. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I'm going to pull it up. Yeah, Ryu was training his chi. Let's see. Japanese Street Fighter commercial. Oh, I think this is it. Street Fighter 2. Yeah. Oh my God, these are awesome. Yeah, this was around when they were releasing Street Fighter 2 Turbo. All right, we got to watch these because these are so much fun. Hold on. Let's make that full screen. Look how awesome that is. Yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah. Like, I got you, sucker. Yeah. That's so good. Is this the next one, the Chun-Li one? Yes. See, we never got commercials like this in the States. Oh my God, I love these. They're so good. So good. They always made some amazing commercials in Japan for their video game stuff. Another favorite of mine was a Devil May Cry commercial that I remember I saw with my friends. This was around the same time I think I was already working at my first video game company. And we would watch this on repeat all the time because we were dying. We were laughing so much on how absurd it was. Let's see. Let's look this up. Devil May Cry Japanese commercial. Yep, this is it. Oh man, this is so hilarious. Okay. Yeah, this was when the PlayStation 2 was out. And here she goes. She's going nuts. Yeah! It really makes no sense, but it is so funny. That is just some good shit, man. It really is. Oh, man, that brings back memories. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. YouTube has some good fan films of Street Fighter. Oh, I'm sure. Bat in the Sun probably has some. What is Bat in the Sun? Is that a YouTube channel? Oh, wow. This guy. Wow, this one. It looks like, wow, this one, they completely remastered the commercial. It's like fully. I mean, look at the difference in quality with this one. This is like straight up Blu-ray quality. Look at that. That's a nice version. That's pretty funny. All right. Shush, shush, shush! Make that video a short. An awesome YouTube channel for fan films. That's a Bat in the Sun. That's cool. Yeah, I'm sure. There's so many Japanese commercials for video games that are so funny and awesome. I can just spend endless amounts of time going through all this stuff. Oh wow, there's a channel called Game Commercials HD. And they have a lot of remastered commercials for these old. Wow. Are you serious? Oh look, there's another Street Fighter commercial. All right, let's check this one out. So this looks like it's almost similar to the Turbo version, but a little different. So here, let's check this out. Yeah. Okay. Who's this? Oh, Ryu. So good. Oh, look. Is that Chun-Li? Oh, she was doing the spinning kick.
Capcom.
Who's this? Oh, it's Ryu again? Oh, now it's a combined thing. But look how like clean it is. Whoever did this really remastered it so well. Oh man, that's so funny. That's great. That's good stuff. That's nostalgia right there. We're talking about nostalgia before. That's nostalgia right there. Remembering those commercials from back in the day. I wonder how many they have here. Let's see. I'm looking at all the videos they have. They don't seem to have a lot. So it looks like this was like a short-lived project, whoever was working on these. Yeah, only 39 videos. That's a shame. They should have kept going. I'm sure they would have grown their channel more and more. Oh well. Oh well. Hold on. I'm going to save that. Save that. And I'm going to save this. All right. Started saying watch Wolverine versus Wonder Woman. From them, it's good. Or Killmonger versus Flashpoint Batman. Maybe. Maybe I'll watch it. I'm kind of iffy sometimes when it comes to fan films. Like some of them I appreciate. Some of them I'm just like, okay, you know, these are just a couple guys goofing off. I can respect that. We'll see. All right, we have. Uh-oh, wait, something's loading. It's almost time. We should have like 17 minutes left before this Nintendo Direct starts, so I'm excited. Again, this is a place that I heard about that they were opening I heard about it last year. I think it's long overdue to have a museum dedicated to Nintendo, and I love the fact that it's Nintendo themselves doing it. Basically, within the headquarters, or in the same vicinity where the headquarters is in Kyoto. So I love it. I love the whole idea of that. So this will be our first look at the new museum. While we wait, let me just check the news real quick and see if there's anything worth mentioning, worth talking about. Let's see. It's been kind of a slow news day. Alien Romulus's director Fede Alvarez on that surprise character. Quote, "It was unfair that the likeness was never used again." I think personally, and I'm not going to spoil it as to who he's referring to, but that was the one thing I thought didn't look so great in the movie. They used like a deep fake, and it just didn't look good. It was a little distracting. Just a little. Yep. Really no big news to talk about today. Definitely a slow news day. So yeah, whatever you guys want to talk about for now until the Nintendo Direct drops, let me know. Chime in the chat. I'm still I'm almost done watching Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the new series. So hopefully I could talk about that soon. But I'm really liking what I'm seeing so far. It is a fun show. So if you're looking to scratch that itch for new TMNT, especially if you're a big fan of Mutant Mayhem, this is a show I highly recommend. I think I have 4 more episodes to go. So, and speaking of nostalgia, it was popular among channel reactions years ago. Are you talking about Killmonger versus Flashpoint Batman? Is that the one you're talking about? Look at this game release, collector's edition set for Sonic Shadow Generations. That was once first came out on the Dreamcast, but they're doing Limited Run, who's really good at this stuff, is doing a limited edition collector's edition. How many times can I say edition in one sentence? But look at this. This is crazy. First of all, the set costs you like $250, right? But if you have money to throw away, or money just lying around, and it's collecting dust, you can buy yourself a collector's edition like this. It comes with a Sonic and Shadow Dreamcast statue. Very similar to like the Sonic statue sitting on top of the Genesis. That came out for, I forgot, was it Sonic Colors or something like that a while ago? I have that set. But look at this. Holy shit. This looks amazing. You get an art book. You get keychains of their shoes. You get a steel book if you get the Switch or PS4, PS5, or Xbox editions, not for the PC. You get the soundtrack. You get some Chow figures, commemorative Dreamcast jewel case, individually numbered certificate of authenticity. Wow. This set looks fantastic. But I don't remember. Was the game any good? Because there was a time, or that came a time, where I kind of just stopped playing Sonic games. Because it just felt like a little bit too much of the same thing over and over again. And I just kind of stopped. But this thing looks fantastic. I don't know if I would be willing to pay $250 for it, but I like looking at it. I'll say that. Bat in the Sun, Robot Underdog, and Laser Unicorns. Like, yeah, you're talking a whole other language that I'm familiar with. Yeah, I was never like a huge YouTube watcher. You know? But then again, there's like the YouTube universe is so vast and so large that I'm sure there's so many things I haven't seen that people are huge fans of and all that. So hold on, guys. I am just checking my phone. Making sure the world's not on fire. Fire! Bum bum. Dip 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 doop doop doop.
You blew it!
Sorry. You still know the code for Supersonic from Sonic and Tails? Nice. I think the last Sonic game I played, I think was Sonic and Tails. I think that was the last game I ever played. No, that's not true. No. The first Sonic game on Dreamcast. That was the last Sonic game. Well, I know I keep No, I played Sonic Colors on my Xbox like about a couple months ago. Yeah, that was the last Sonic game I played. The Sonic games are good. It's just, I don't know. Like I said, after a while, it just felt very repetitive. You know, that's just me though. So I was saying all you need is 50 rings right after you put in the code. That's right. That's right. Yeah, I do remember that. Oh, man. Memories. All along in the moonlight. All right, let me refresh the page here and check where we are with this Nintendo Direct. The video is now live, but nothing's showing as of yet. So we still have some time. We have like roughly 8 minutes. They put the code in the sound setting. It's 1965 9 17 4 1 2 and then 6. Going down the row in settings. So there you go. If anyone wants the code for Supersonic in Sonic and Tails, Star-Lord just provided you with the code for it and what you have to do to get it. Again, a quick reminder, everyone who's watching live, please don't forget, hit that like button. It would make a lot of us extremely happy. For every like button, a new Sonic get its wings. What? Doesn't make any sense. What the hell are you talking about, you dummy? I don't know. I'm just here. Speaking of Nintendo, a friend of mine, she is experimenting with laser cutting and laser etching, and she made this for me. It's supposed to be a keychain, but unfortunately it broke in my pocket. But she made this nice little laser etching of Mario. Isn't that so cool? That was done with a laser cutter. How fascinating is that? So cool. Rare game, so it's probably pointless. It's not that rare. There's a huge retro community that I'm sure still loves playing that game today. My name is Jeff. My name is Jeff. What do you think we're going to be seeing at this museum? Oh, you know what? I wonder. One of the coolest things that I was able to see when they opened up the official Nintendo shop here in New York City was it's not so much like this anymore, but when they first opened, the second floor was kind of like a museum. And it was like a history of like the Nintendo consoles and Game Boy and all that. They had that damaged Game Boy, original Game Boy, that the soldier brought back home with him. That was completely like, it was involved in an explosion. and how it was still functional, I was able to see that there at the Nintendo store, and it was amazing to see. It's not there anymore. They removed it. So I wonder if it made its way to the Nintendo Museum here. I think that would be a great home for it. I remember even seeing the Miyamoto and Star Fox puppets that was used for, I believe it was for a commercial. That was very cool to see. So it'll be interesting to see if those make it to the museum here to find a new home there. They might have a Flash game online for Sonic and Tails, actually. Who knows? I won't be surprised. There's a lot of those websites that allow you to play retro games just through the website on the web page. I can see that happening for something like that. All right. Who's excited? I'm excited. Can't wait to see what this Nintendo Museum would look like. I wonder if it's going to, how big it is. Knowing Japan is not going to be that big, but who knows? I've been surprised before. Arnold, you playing the game yet? Excuse me. You played Metal Gear Solid on a Flash game online? Really? How was that experience? You're talking about the PlayStation 1 game, right? Not Metal Gear, the Nintendo game? Or originally on the MSX computer from Japan? Arnold says 3 minutes. 3 minutes until Wukong Black Myth is available for Arnold. You know what's so cool? It's available to you like so early, because like people here in the United States have to wait until midnight our time here. That's why if you pay attention to like a lot of these YouTubers, the gaming YouTubers online, you'll see them playing games in advance, because in other territories the games is announced a little earlier. It's released earlier because of the time difference, right? So sometimes, you know, people say, oh, how did this guy get to play this thing right away? It's because, well, you know, they're in Europe or they're in Asia or somewhere. So yeah, Arnold, hopefully we'll get a chance to hear your initial thoughts on the game when you play it. Have I seen the test VR game for the classic Metal Gear Solid? I have not. It sounds interesting, though. Let me see. Test VR Metal Gear Solid. Is it a mod? Oh yeah, mod for the Oculus, right? Metal Gear Solid VR is now a reality thanks to a new Boneworks mod. That looks interesting. All right, I need to close some windows because my web browser is chugging. That's not a good thing. I got too many tabs. Too many tabs. Whoa. You blew it!
Wow.
How did it feel playing a PlayStation game as a Flash game on a website? Oh, here we are.
今回はオープンに向けて準備中の任天堂ミュージアムからお届けします。私は今ミュージアムの入り口のレセプションエリアにいます。建物の外観はこんな感じになっています。
It looks just like the headquarters. It's so fascinating how it looks
この
similar.
場所には トランプや花札を作ってきた任天堂の工場があって、ファミコンの頃は製品チェックをしたり、私もよく通っていた懐かしい場所です。
Oh, that's cool. So it is really part of Nintendo history where it
マリ
is.
オの広場に生まれ変わりました。
That's so cute.
そしてこの度、長年任天堂製品に関わってきたこの場所をミュージアムとして再生しました。今日は任天堂ミュージアムがどのようなところなのかを駆け足でご紹介したいと思います。それでは中へどうぞ。
Yes, let's go inside. Ooh, wow, it's big. Holy cow.
はい、ここは2階の展示フロアです。2
Wait,
階は
this is the
任天
second
堂が
floor?
創業以来発
So
売
what's on the
してき
first
た
floor?
さまざまな製品を展示しています。
Oh, wow. Look how
ずっと
huge
見渡
this
す
is.
とビデオゲーム機を中心に過去から現在に至るまでのさまざまな製品が見渡せます。ここからは大きなコントローラーが目に入ります。皆さんの興味があるものを自由にご覧ください。それぞれのハードに分けた展示と合わせて我々の独創性とチャレンジをご覧になれます。
Oh, I could see in the display cases they have like the original like packaging
ビデオ
too.
ゲームを作るずっと以前から家庭の遊びを作ってきました。創業は今から135年前の1889年です。はじめは花札やカルタの製造
Yeah,
が
they were
主な
playing, they were making the playing cards.
それ以来任天堂はさまざまな遊びを生む玩具を作るようになり、それらがゲーム&ウォッチや
Game and Watch. Oh, I had so many of those growing
ここで
up.
はそのような昔の製品も振り
Oh,
返
they
って
have
ご
them
覧
on
いただきます
display too?
それではどんな展示になっているか。
Yes, let's look, please. Show us.
こちらはファミコンの展示コーナーです。ご覧ください。
Oh, oh yes.
ハードのデザインが
They got the original packaging.
当時はこんな風に日本と海外でデザインを変えて
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
名前も違っていて、ファミコンは日本以外では任天堂エンターテインメントシステム
Yep.
略して NES と呼ばれています。
That's not the exact package I got. I got the one that has the gun with Duck Hunt and all that. Oh my god, I had Donkey Kong. Oh,
パッケージの
you
デザイ
kidding
ン
me?
や大きさも違いますね。
Look at that.
このように比べてみることでいろんなことを発見していただける展示になっています。ミュージアムには任天堂が発売したすべてのタイトルを展示していますから、
The only
皆
games
さ
that
んが遊ば
Nintendo
れたタイト
published.
ルをつけてください。
So no third
上
party
のモニ
stuff.
ターではそれぞれのゲーム画面も見られるようになっています。前に立つとそれぞれの音が聞こえ
Oh,
る
look at that. They have the American Super Mario Brothers too.
では別の展示コーナーもいくつか覗いてみましょう。このコーナーでは体を動かすモーションを使った遊びの進化を見て
Oh,
い
they
た
have
だ
the
きます。
power pad. Oh, the cycle that would, yeah, it powers up the Nintendo when you
ハ
cycle.
テナブロックのデザインがどのように進化してきたかを見ていただきたい
This is so
と思います。
fascinating.
このコーナーではそれぞれのハードのたびにスーパーマリオや
Oh, like the evolution of Mario.
画面の進化を一気にご覧になれます。
That's cool.
さて、こちらのコーナーでは多くの皆さんが知らない
Oh, all the
任
Nintendo
天堂が
stuff that they
プロ
worked
ゲームを作る前の
on
時代の製品
before
を展
games,
示しています
video games.
これはコピラスといってジア
A
ズ
copy
製の
machine.
コピーです。
That's crazy.
こちらにはママベリカ、
Baby stroller.
ベビーカーがありますね。任天堂はトランプや花札に始まり、ボードゲームやラジコンカー、バッティングマシンなど、いろいろなファミリー向けの玩具を作っていま
My
した。
gosh, could you imagine being able to
そして
keep
こ
a
の
lot of
構
these?
成
I
に
remember
が
that
一つの
light
転機と
gun.
なり、
That was the
ゲー
original
ムセ
light
ンター
gun.
などのゲーム機を作り始めたんですね。これは任天堂が初めて作った家庭用のビデオゲーム機。
Oh, the
テレビ
TV
ゲーム
game
6と
15.
15です。
Oh,
ちょうど私が
never had a
いた
chance to play these, but I've heard
1977
about them.
年に発売されました。一つ一つの製品を見るとユニーク
You
な
still have the
製品
NES controller, Star-Lord? That's
ことが
awesome.
わかります。このようにミュージアムの2階では
I've told this story before. It's kind of a famous story at this point, but I traded all my Nintendo stuff to get a Sega CD back in the day. Yeah, I was a dumb kid.
今日お見せしたのはごく一部ですから、ぜひ実際に見に来てください。では、1階に移動しましょう。1階は違ったエリアになっていますよ。
All right, so the second floor is mainly exhibits. Is interactive?
1階の中央は巨大なモニターになっています。こんな感じで皆さんもこのモニターの上に乗って100人一首を遊んでいただくことができます。
Oh, you can play the card game.
スマートフォンと組み合わせて遊びます。
Wow, using your smartphone,
こ
huh?
のようにミュージアムの1階のフロアはインタラクティブに体験ができるエリアになっているんです。過去に任天堂が作ってきた製品を今の時代に蘇らせるとどんな遊びになるか、そんなテーマで8つの体験を作ってみました。ミュージアムに入るときに渡されるこの入館証にコインが入っているんですが、
I wonder if they're going to have
体験に
various
そのコインを
characters.
使います。今日は8つある体験の中から3つを
8
紹介しましょう。
experiences. Wow.
さあ、
That's a
こち
lot.
らは小さな部屋がいくつか並んでいますね。
Oh, wait a minute.
どんな
Don't tell me you
体
get
験
to
ができるんでしょ
play
う。ここは1968年に発
where you
売
can
さ
try
れ
the
た
Ultra
ウルトラマ
Machine.
シンが体験できるんです。
Oh,
ウルトラマシンはピンポンの玉のような
oh
ボー
my
ルを
god.
自動で投げてくれる。部屋の中で
Japanese
プレイでき
people,
る
they
バ
love
ッティン
their
グマシン
batting
でした。
cages and all that. So I'm not surprised they made something like
私が入
this.
社したのは改訂版のウルトラマシンデラックスが発売される年でし
That
た。
was that like
少しだ
1977?
け仕上げに関われました。その頃は社内にプレイルームというのがあって、昼休みにはアーケードゲームやウルトラマシンを遊んでいました。こちらに並んだ部屋
Ultra
は
Machine.
当時の
I like how it's called
再現して
Ultra
います。
Machine.
部屋に置かれているものが違うので、お好みの部屋を選んでください。
It's tiny.
では、
It's right under the
早速
table.
体験してみましょう。床にウルトラマシンが置かれてい
Yeah,
るのが
that's
分
so
かりますか？
small.
では早速打ってみましょう。
Ah!
あ、惜しい。
Oh, that's cute. It's like a shooting gallery. Ah!
部屋の中にあるいろんなものにボールが当たるといろんなリアクションがあります。左右に打ち分けてみてください。では次に行ってみましょうか。
That's cool. I'm sure you can hit the
こち
TV and
ら
they'll turn it
は
on
ザ
too.
ッパー&スコープ SP
Oh,
という
there's a
マシンです。
zapper section.
任天堂は1970年代にレーザークレイというボーリング場を改造した業
That
務
is so
用のシ
cool.
ューティング場を展開していました。
Started, you had a
このレー
NES
ザーク
system
レ
a
イを
couple
今
years
の技
back.
術で体験できるように作ってみたのが
What happened? Did you sell it?
ザッパー&スコープ SP です。最大13人まで一緒にプレイできるので、今日はミュージアムのスタッフの皆さんと一緒にプレイしたいと思います。光線銃は2種類ありますね。片手
The
で
Super
素早く
Scope
撃てる
and the
ザッパー。
zapper.
そして
I missed the
標準
original
な
gray
スーパー
zapper.
スコープ。
All gray zapper.
このどちらかを選べます。NES の光線銃と
Yeah, Starlord, I want to live here too. I'll take over one of those rooms with a
今日は
baseball
私
bat
は
thing.
こちらのザッパーを使ってみます。
Wow, seriously? How did they get it to work? They must have retrofitted it with something, right?
はい。
Oh, it moves?
マリオ
All
や
right.
ピーチは撃ったらダメですよ。
Don't shoot Mario or Peach?
のこのこ
Ah.
狙って撃ちましょ
My god, this looks like
う。
so much
はい で
fun.
きました。
Can I go here today? Or tomorrow?
どんどん撃って。
Wow, this looks so cool.
よし。いや、
Oh, that's
どう
funny.
でしょうね、結果は。良かったみたいですよ。次行きましょう。こちらではファミコンから Wii に至るまでさまざまなゲームをプレイ
From
できます。
Famicom up to the Wii.
でもちょっと何か違いますよね。そうです。
Wait, you get to play on those big controllers?
このコント
Are
ローラー
you
を二人
serious?
で協力分担してゲームを遊んでみましょ では今日はファミコンのスーパーマリオブラザーズをミュージアムのスタッフさんと一緒にプレイしてみます。よろしく。スタッフさんが A ボタンのジャンプ、私が十字ボタンで。
See, that's fun for like groups.
二人で息を合わせてクリアしましょう。頑張りましょう。
I better make sure to go here with my friends then. How the hell can you play like that? That's so crazy. I wonder how many times they rehearsed this for the video. Pay rent with the game points. Yeah, the points that you earn from the shooting gallery. Oh, you don't remember what you did with your Nintendo? Come on. Get the top. Nice. I hope the staff will be multilingual for a lot of the tourists, especially since it's Kyoto. Look at the Wii nunchucks. Are you serious?
スーパーファミコン、任天堂64、Wii のゲームを巨大コントローラーで遊ぶことができます。
What?
大きい Wii リモコン、どんな遊びになるでしょう。
The giant Wii remote is insane.
いかがでしたでしょうか。今日ご紹介したものは任天堂ミュージアムのほんの一部です。製品の展示やインタラクティブな遊びの体験の他にも、ルールを知らなくても花札が遊べる体験があったり、花札を実際に作ってみることができるワークショップも開催します。また、館内にはオリジナル
Oh, come on, show the food. I want to see the types of food.
ミュージアムだけの
There's always like themed food at these places in Japan. I love it.
任天堂は創業から100年を超える歴史の中で、
And I'm sure the gift shop is going to be filled with crazy stuff.
時代によ
So
って作り出した製品は異なりますが、家族みんなで楽しんでいただきたいという思いは今も昔も変わりません。この任天堂ミュージアムは、そんな任天堂が大切にしてきた遊びと独創を大切にするものづくりへのこだわりを知っていただける場所です。皆さんにはそれを体験しながら実感してもらいたいと思って、開発も一緒に社員が全力で作り上げてきました。任天堂ミュージアムは10月2日にオープンします。この後、公式サイトを公開しますので、来場に関する詳細はそちらでご覧ください。
well, let's check out the site afterwards.
それでは、任天堂ミュージアムでお待ちしています。キノピオたちも一緒にお待ちしてますよ。
Wow. That looks like so much fun. Oh, man. At least they put a lot of thought into this. Because I've been to a lot of themed exhibits and museums in Japan. And sometimes they could just be a little cheap or small. This looks humongous. It looks huge. They put a lot of thought into this. The interactive parts alone are fascinating with the giant controllers. The giant Wiimote, that's just insane. That's just bonkers to me. And you say you could play up until the Wii, so that means there's a giant Nintendo 64 controller also? Man, that's crazy. All right, let's check out the site. Let's see. Will it be here? Nintendo Museum. No, not Mario Party. Stop it. Go back.
I recently released a video proving the RetroTink 5X and
What?
4K are an...
Hush now. Not listening to you. All right, where's the Nintendo? Where's the museum site? You said it was going to be here. What happened? Starlord saying, I must have given it to a friend because I wouldn't do anything with it. I had no wires for it. I have the Mario movie playing there all the time. Imagine that's what they had playing in the cafe as you're sitting down. I would love to see the site. Let's see. Let's go back. Or do I have to go to the Japanese website? Let's see. Let's change our location to Japan. I believe it's this one. Yep. That's the video. No site. I think Nintendo just lied to us. Where's the site? The version he actually loved. You're talking about the live action one? All right. Maybe if I search online. Here's a Nintendo Museum. He said it was going to be available after the tour. We just had the tour. Where's the effing website? I think Miyamoto lied to us. Miyamoto, are you a fat liar? Yeah, I don't see no site. Bunch of crock. Hold on, I'll keep looking. But it looks, I mean, it looks a lot of fun. The exhibit, going through the history of Nintendo products, that's so much fun. You know, being able to see like all the classic games, all the classic packaging, that's gonna bring back a lot of memories for me. Only Nintendo first party stuff too, which is fine. It would have been cool if they had like a third party area, you know, where they kind of showed some of the more famous third party games for Nintendo. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And it's all the consoles and all the portable stuff. And I'm sure they're going to have like a Game & Watch section, which I have so many fond memories of. And bad memories too, because every single one I lost in school at any random moment. The interactive stuff looks like so much fun. Definitely go with a friend or with a group to play those giant controllers. So you won't be stuck with some random museum worker who hopefully can speak English or or one of your languages. But yeah, there's no site. That's kind of a bummer. I want to check out the official museum website. Maybe it'll be delayed. Maybe later on. Yeah. No website yet. All right. I'm sure it'll come eventually. And then when it does, I would love to check it out, because the way these things always work in Japan is that you either have to buy a ticket through the website or through like a convenience store located in Japan. And it's usually like a time ticket. Every exhibit I've ever been to, any special attraction in Japan, they're so good with their scheduling, and they're so good with their ticketing over there. Everything is a timed entry, so you know when to go. You could reserve way in advance and all those things, and you know, it allows you enough time to schedule around when you're supposed to go. Some of the great museums I've been to that I think are still there, like the Snoopy Museum is a great museum, a lot of fun. That's in Tokyo, so you don't have to go so far. The thing is that this is in Kyoto. So by Shinkansen, bullet train, I believe Kyoto is, I want to say 6 hours bullet train ride, I think, from Tokyo. Let's see. Tokyo to Kyoto train, Shinkansen. Travel time. Oh, I'm wrong. 2 hours. 2 hours and 15 minutes. That's right. Oh, I thought it was like that time because I actually stopped in between. What's great is that when you take the Shinkansen from Tokyo, You stop by a lot of nice small places like Shizuoka. If you know your way around, you could visit Shizuoka, which has a lot of nice scenery, nice food places. They have an unagi pie museum also, which is a fun museum if you know what that treat is. And then you can go to Kobe. Kobe is also on the way to Kyoto. And Kobe, yes, it's known because of the Kobe meat and the steaks and all that, but there's a nice little town by the harbor there. Another place I liked in Kobe was there's this children's park where they have a giant Mazinger statue. Tetsujin, I should say. That's where I visited that place once, and it was at that location that I ended up being on Japanese television, local television, because local television, they were filming like a skit by the museum, and I just happened to be there when they were doing that, and they pointed the camera at me as the guy was like running around and giving high fives to everybody and all that. And this guy, I guess he was going on a bike ride somewhere, and it was the Tetsujin statue was his starting point. So I never got to see it because it was local to Kyoto TV. And I don't know what the name of the station was or the program was, but everyone was familiar with them. So there was like a lot of excitement when they were there. So I can say, I don't have the proof, but at least I can say that I was officially on Japanese television. I'm sure, even though it was a brief moment. And then, yes, so you could go to Shizuoka, Kobe, and then you can go to Kyoto. And it's only 2 hours and 15 minutes. So by train ride, by Shinkansen train, it's not that bad from Tokyo. So I'm sure visitors to the museum is not going to be it's not going to be hard for a lot of people to go there. And it's going to be, I'm sure, a major attraction for a lot of people. Since I'm going next April for a Star Wars celebration, I said to myself, either I'm going to go a month in advance or stay up until a month after, because I want time to really go and explore other places. Star Wars Celebration is going to attract so many people internationally because, one, it's a major Star Wars convention, right? They only have it not every year. It's like D23 in a way. So there's going to be a lot of tourism around that time. So I want to make sure that I have enough, because I'm sure they're all thinking the same thing. I'm going to go to Japan, some of them maybe for the very first time, and they're going to want to go to Kyoto and all these other famous places, Yokohama, Osaka. Osaka is where they have the giant Gundam statue now. So there's going to be so much tourism happening that I want to avoid that, so that I have time to really go check out these other places. Plus, I want to make sure to do it when school is still in session, right? So maybe staying a month afterwards won't be a good idea, because I think a lot of people, they end their school season in May in Japan. So maybe going in March might be better for me. I don't know. But I also would love to time it because, as you know, it's spring, and that's usually Sakura season, right? So I want to check out the cherry blossoms and stuff, which I had a chance to do several times when I went there, and it's gorgeous. So I miss it. It's been a long time since I've been to Japan. The last time I was there was 2020. The February before the infamous March when lockdown happened everywhere. I was in Japan in February of that year, and I had no idea that Japan was facing their height of COVID over there. So a lot of places I visited outside of Tokyo were kind of closed. I still had fun and I was able to catch up with a lot of my friends, but it was a weird time to go. So yeah, that's awesome. I can't wait to have a chance to check that place out because it looks really nice. Really, really nice. So with all you guys watching, again, don't forget, hit that like button if you are. If you had a chance to go to the Nintendo Museum, what's the first thing you would love to do outside of living there? Because I know Star-Lord 7 would love to live there, as would I. I saw these guys making a badass Mortal Kombat 1 arcade machine. It was white with an HD flat screen or widescreen 16:9. There's this company that actually builds a specific cabinet to mimic the old school Neo Geo like MVS arcade machines. So I'm sure it's probably similar to that. There's these companies that make these cabinets with the LCD screens, which I think will be cool. They also do kind of their own versions of the candy cabinets. You know, the sit down Japanese arcade style machines. One of these days, I hope in the future I can put together something like that, because that also brings back a lot of fond memories. When I used to go to Japan, I used to hang out in the arcades. And there are so many great like fighting games and just regular arcade games in those candy cabinet sit downs, which are so cool. So yeah, very cool stuff. All right, guys. I think I'm going to start wrapping things up. Arnold, if you're still there, how's the game? You've been playing it now for almost 30 minutes. Would love to know your quick take if you're still here on the stream, but I'm going to start wrapping things up on my end. So again, just reminder, I will be back live tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, opening night of Gamescom. I'll be live streaming and reacting to the presentation online. So let's hang out together and watch that stuff. Don't know how long I'll be on tomorrow, but definitely want to do that. And then the rest of the week, I may not be able to stream at all because I have a lot of personal scheduling done and I have to take care of a lot of things this week, so I'm going to be very busy going into the weekend. So I may not be able to stream for the rest of the week. So maybe I'll try my best to stream longer tomorrow so that we could all hang out and do more stuff together. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm moving the 10,000 then 10,000 subscription celebration to next Wednesday. Because I had no idea my week was going to be as nuts as it's going to be this week. So I want to be able to schedule it and, you know, be really prepared for it since I'm doing a 12-hour stream with everybody. So hopefully we'll have a good time. And I'm working on some videos to upload during the week while I'm not on live. So if you guys see a new video posted by me, obviously I would appreciate it if you checked it out, you know, and liked it. If you liked it, you know, if you didn't like it, you can hit the dislike too. But I always appreciate your continued support and check out the videos that I plan to upload for the week. Starlet says, I want to play against Miyamoto in Mario 2 player battle mode. That would be fun. Or play against him and get some other people together to play Mario Party. I think that would be a lot of fun. Arnold saying, this game is indescribable. It just changes everything. I've never played anything like this before. Look at that. High praise from Arnold about Wukong. A lot of people are saying this could be the game of the year. I guess time will tell when more people get their hands on it. We'll see. But I'm glad you're enjoying it, man. I really am. Mario should be in the Olympics. Well, Mario was in the Olympics with Sonic, if you remember that game that came out. I actually have that game. That game is kind of fun. And it sucks because that game came out the year the Tokyo Olympics was supposed to come out, but because of, you know, the pandemic, they just postponed it for a whole year. So everyone just was playing the game without the same excitement for the Olympics. So I think it actually hurt the sales of the game. But I remember when that game came out, it was I liked that game. It was a lot of fun. You don't get a lot of games like that anymore these days. All right, everyone, I am going to wrap things up. But before I go, I'm going to give my usual shout outs to the awesome people that have joined me on this stream today. Again, thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate all of you tremendously. And for those of you who are still watching, I hope to see you all again here tomorrow. Don't forget, hit that like button. Arnold says, bro, I'm honest. There are a few little things, but that came out only 30 minutes ago, but everything else is just fantastic. Wukong may be Arnold's favorite game this year. We'll see. But huge shout out to Starlord7, Tokeny, Jester, chimed in earlier on the stream. Always appreciate you guys. Let's see, catching up here. Kevin Davis, always a pleasure having you on stream. Love talking stats and numbers with you. Disinferno, big shout out to Disinferno. Always pleasure having them on the stream as well. So many people, so little time. Love all you guys. So as I leave for today, stay cool, stay classy, stay safe. I'll catch you all tomorrow, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day and your evening. Arnold, enjoy the game. Peace out, y'all. Bye-bye.